Good afternoon. My name is Deborah Niblick, and I'm the senior librarian for the Monterey Park Brigham Library. And in today's book talk, we're going to talk about some of the best books of 2020 the library has available for checkout. So we're going to go ahead and start with our first category, which is our best fiction, or at least it's what I consider the best fiction. The first book is Such a Fun Age by Kylie Reed. In this story, we meet Alex Chamberlain, who is a very successful businesswoman who's developed a brand that has provided hundreds of women with a lot of guidance to build their confidence. So basically, her life is pretty good and it should be, smooth sailing. However, one day her world is practically rocked when the family's babysitter, her name is Amira, she's actually confronted at the grocery store by a security guard because he pretty much saw Amira and her toddler in the store. And the problem is Amira is Black and the child is white. So he pretty much assumed that Amira had kidnapped the young girl. So that not only left Amira humiliated and devastated, it was actually captured on phone and spread. And Amira is just ready to quit and wants to leave, but the problem is she can't leave this job because she's flat broke. Although when Alex hears about this incident, she's outraged and she promises that she's going to make it up to Amira, but for Amira, it doesn't seem like that's possible. But all that changes when a mutual acquaintance between the both of them shows up out of nowhere and pretty much thrusts these women into a situation that will not only force them to think about themselves, but also about their relationship with one another. In this stunning debut, it's received critical acclaim, including the Best Book Award by the Washington Post, the Chicago Tribune, NPR, Critics Reviews, and even Library Journal. So if you're a fan of realistic fiction, focusing on relationships and the complexity of what it means to be a family with some social commentary, this is a great title for you to pick up. It is available in print, and it's also available in ebook and e-audio format through the library's Overdrive and Libby app. The second book that I highly recommend is The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. So in this imaginative story is a library that has an infinite amount of books detailing different realities. So in other words, every one of these books tells the story of a life with infinite possibilities based on the choices that are made in this life. So for example, if you drove to work instead of taking the bus, and would you have missed running into your true love? Or if you had driven and not the bus, which I just said, you could have also missed the opportunity of not getting their number and hoping that one day you would run into them. So basically, all of these life-altering opportunities have these different effects, and this is what this library does. And for our main character, Nora Seed, these are the futures that await her while she's traveling the Midnight Library. So as you go through the story, it leaves you questioning which future is she going to choose, and what if you were Nora? So this is an incredibly clever and endearing story where Michael Haig provides readers with a very complex challenge. Most of us have wondered what would happen if we had made different decisions in our life. Would they turn out differently? So if you're in the mood for something for fun and a little bit of soul searching, I would highly recommend this particular title, and it is available in print, e-audio, and e-book through Overdrive and Libby. Now, mind you, 2020 had some great books, so I'm just only breaking down a few. These are some really also notable titles in 2020 that I found incredibly enlightening. So the first one is Transcendent Kingdom, which is written by Yaa Gyasi, who wrote Homegoing, which was also her debut, and it was one of the top 10 bestsellers. And this particular book is a novel about faith, science, religion, and even family that tells a very deeply moving portrait of a family they're from Ghanaian immigrants who are basically ravaged by depression and addiction. And it is actually narrated by a fifth-year candidate in neuroscience at Stanford School of Medicine who is studying the neural circuits of reward-seeking behavior in mice. So there's a lot going on between her trying to figure out how to cope with her mother's depression and the loss of her brother, but also what it is that makes the human mind and the soul operate. So this is a very very powerful book that I highly recommend. So it is also available in print and ebook form through the library's ebook collection through Overdrive and Libby. Another highly recommended, a little bit more lighthearted tale is Boyfriend Material by Alexis Hall. So this novel is about a semi-famous child of a rock star. His name is Luke O'Donnell, and he's in search of a fake boyfriend to basically clean up his image, as a photo had leaked and the paparazzi found it, which could potentially ruin his father's rock and roll comeback. But what's supposed to turn into just a basic business transaction doesn't exactly turn out that way. So he never intended to have his fake boyfriend possibly become his actual boyfriend. So this particular book is very funny. It's very sweet. It's an LGBTQ fiction, and you're gonna love it. It is actually on order right now, so we will have it available in print form. And lastly, another great, if you're a mystery lover, this is a great title. This one's called The Guest List by Lucy Foley. And this story takes place at a wedding, of all things, off the coast of Ireland. And with most weddings, it's supposed to be a joyous occasion, but it kind of turns sour when all these petty jealousies and these resentments start to come to life, as basically folks drink and dance the night away. The problem is that all of that kind of changes when someone ends up dead. So, which definitely leaves the readers begging for answers. So if you're a fan of Knives Out, this is a book for you, and it is available in print, ebook, and audio form. So we're going to switch it up a little bit to some really good nonfiction titles that I've come across. The first one I'd like to talk about is called Hood Feminism. It's notes from the women that a movement forgot. So I wanted to share a little bit of a book review from NPR, which basically says Kendall's central thesis is that mainstream feminism in the United States has been anything but inclusive, despite being a movement that draws much of its strength from the claim that it represents over half the world's population. So this particular book hits on a major revelation within the modern feminist movement, where it pretty much has failed to take into account populations, specifically marginalized communities, and issues that are affecting millions of women, and those topics can go from gun violence to poverty, housing instability, gender inequality, education, etc. Kendall tackles the issue with feminism that exposes inequality within its own ranks and offer feminists and readers with another perspective and guidance on how to rebuild and support all women regardless of their circumstances. Mickey Kendall's voice is a breath of fresh air, and it's definitely worth reading, as we are living in very extraordinary times. This book is also available in print form. Another book that I'd like to talk about, which is in the same vein as Hood Feminism, is by Kathy Park Hong, and it's called Minor Feelings, An Asian American Reckoning. So Hong draws on her own personal experience with the very issues that plague women of color. From hunger, violence, racism, mental health, and pop culture, Hong provides a current survey of the Asian American community and addresses the stereotypes and the misnomers of what it means to be an Asian American. This book is highly insightful and visceral for those who have experienced any of these issues, and it's also available in print and ebook form. Just like fiction, I have some other notable titles that are worth checking out. The first one is The Splendid and the Vile by Erik Larson. So if you're an Erik Larson fan, this is going to be another one to add to your repertoire. In this particular story, Larson provides a biography on Winston Churchill, specifically during the Blitzkrieg. So Larson actually documents Churchill's first days as prime minister, as Hitler has already invaded Holland and Belgium. And it covers the first 12 months of constant bombing, when Churchill had to persuade Franklin FDR that Britain is the US's staunchest ally. And it deals with loads. If you're a Churchill fan, it's going to definitely cover all the drama that's within the Churchill family. That includes infidelity, forbidden romance, and so much more. This book is actually available in print, ebook, and audio. Another important book that I wanted to introduce to all of you, especially now considering how a lot of us are experiencing a lot of stress and mental health related conditions, is Hidden Valley: Inside the Mind of American Family by Robert Culker. So what this book does is it provides an intimate portrayal of the Galvin family. So after World War II, Don Galvin's work with the Air Force brought him and his wife to Colorado, where they raised 12 children. And like most folks of the baby boomer generation, they also lived by the mantra that hard work, upward mobility, and domestic harmony was the foundation of a content family. However, behind the facade were many accounts of psychological breakdowns, sudden shocking violence, and hidden abuse. And by the mid 1970s, 6 of the 10 Galvin boys, one after the another, were diagnosed with schizophrenia. So this book actually documents the National Institute of Health's first case study on schizophrenia, which is the Galvins. So their story offers a shadow of a horrifying history of early mental health treatment and practices such as institutionalization, lobotomies, and the search for genetic markers to try and end the disease. And what the Galvins didn't realize is that the samples of their DNA has basically spurred decades of genetic research, even today, that could provide useful clues on how to treat, predict, and possibly eradicate schizophrenia. And the other book that I'd like to mention in regards to self-care, especially with mental health, is The More or Less Definitive Guide to Self-Care. This is pretty much an A to Z mental health-centric handbook that distills what they call the self-care, that distills the self-care internet ideas, and it breaks it down into four forms of self-care, such as the physical, mental, social, and the spiritual. I mean, this book is it's fairly thin, but it's very practical for those who are looking for something manageable and interactive, as sometimes life gets hectic. This book is actually available in print as well, and the same with Hidden Valley, which I forgot to mention. So these are just a few of the books that we've actually have added to the library. So if you are interested and you want to read these now, this is what you have to do. So step one, you got to place the hold. So you can either visit the library's catalog, or you at https://montereypark.ca.gov/library to access our catalog, and you can place the holds by logging into your library account. Or if you're not quite sure what to do, just give us a call at 626-307-1368, and we can help you place those holds. Again, if you have any other questions, we can help you. Otherwise, when you complete that, it's just a matter of time before staff picks your books and notifies you. So when staff does not notify you when your items are ready, you will be picking them up through a service we call contactless checkout. So what you're going to do is when you actually arrive to pick up your items, you're just going to give us a call at 626-307-1366, and staff will place your items on the contactless checkout table for you to grab. If you have any more questions about contactless checkout, definitely visit our website, which is montereypark.ca.gov/library. So let's say, for example, you don't want to wait for a print copy. You can also check to see if these titles are available in ebook or e-audio format. And there's a really easy way to do that by just accessing those titles through the ebook and audio app, which is called Libby, which you have to just download from Google Play or from the App Store. And you do need a library card. So once you go through those steps and enter your library card, you're able to place a hold, choose how long you want to check out the item, and you're able to read them either on your cell phone, your smartphone, or your tablet, or whatever device that you have. Again, if you don't have either, you can always read those items through your browser. You just need to log into the library's ebook collection, ebook and audio collection, and you can check them out with your library card and then read them in your browser. If you need more assistance on how to download the app or how to check things out, definitely give us a call. This is a great option for those who don't really want to be responsible for physical materials. And once you finish reading those items and they're checked out, they just go poof. So it's absolute magic. So this has been a great opportunity for us to connect, and I hope you continue to keep in touch. You can find us on social media, on Facebook, on Twitter, and even on YouTube, which this presentation will be put on YouTube for you to view at a later time. Again, here's our contact information if you have any other questions. And thank you so much again for taking the time to hear about some of our new books. And know that we here, all of us here at the library, miss all of you, and we hope to see you soon. So take care and stay safe. Bye.